What's up, good people? This is the Truth Is podcast, and today's topic is divorce part 2. Um, First off, we need you to subscribe on that YouTube page in the lower right-hand corner. Hit subscribe so you can get updates on new episodes. We're here to help the people. We are a faith-based podcast. So to be clear, we're not trying to discriminate. We're trying to give some insight, give you some information, hopefully help you through your life goals and challenges. So we had divorce part 1. We have our guest here, Talitha. So here's what I have for our podcasters and our guests today. So how was life after divorce? And how did you deal with life after divorce? Did you date? What's going on with the dating scene? And second part of that is for our podcasters who've had loss that were non-divorced, who've lost a loved one, a husband due to unforeseen circumstances. How did you handle it? And how did you move on? And, just talk about life after that significant loss, because a divorce is a loss. So I'm going to start off with Anita with this topic. Anita, so you set it off.
Set it off. Okay.
Yeah, you got a boo? Set it off.
You got one for me?
No, I ain't got no boos for you. No ghosts. No,
Right.
Got no ghosts for you. No ghosts.
So, no, I'm not dating. No, I haven't dated. I'm one. I'm in love with love. It's, okay, whatever to all you people that got these violins going on. And Talitha got guns shooting. But I'm in love with love, and after my experience and what I've dealt with marriage and the hurt and the devastation of the loss of it and losing it and no longer having it has been very detrimental in my world and in my life. So no, I'm not dating. As of right now, I don't know if I will. I don't know. Listen, Truth Nation, y'all got somebody for Anita? Listen, I'm here. But, I'm interested in dating again. I never thought that I would, because I went through a lot. And I never thought that I would date again. But I'm finally to the place where I feel like, yeah, I could do this again. I don't like being alone. I enjoy relationship. I enjoy friendship. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the day that I can date again, or somebody find me. I'm waiting. Talitha, how was it for you?
So if I could just back up for a second.
Okay.
And respond to what you just said.
Oh, God.
The fact that you're speaking out on Truth Nation, that is something that I couldn't do.
Oh.
I was mute for about 8 or 9 months.
Wow.
So my hat goes off to you. I know a lot of times in times past, we would have conversations and you'd be like, yo, Talitha, you a bigger woman than me, because I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't deal with that. But the truth is that you're strong, you're beautiful, you're confident, and God got you.
Yes, He does.
And everybody that's sitting right here got you too.
Yes, true.
And the truth is that you're in a better position than I was, because I sat in a church because I knew that I had to go to church, because I knew that was my lifeline. But I sat there for 8 or 9 months and sat in the back and never said a word. I couldn't raise my hand. I couldn't open my mouth. And in my mind, I'm saying I wasn't taught like this. Like, I like to talk like Pop, right?
Oh,
so
sure. Thank you.
Shots fired.
I like to talk. And it was like when my voice was no longer there, I was like, okay, how can I talk? Like, I want to, but I can't. And life after divorce was difficult. As I said in the last session, finding myself, what I like, what I dislike. I even had to figure out like my taste in men.
Yeah.
Because I didn't marry for, let's just keep it 100. I didn't marry for looks. I married for love. I married for character, what I thought was a person of good character. And so now I had options. I felt like,
yes.
you know, because I'm a little joint when I feel like it.
Okay.
I can put it together. Let the band play. No, but the truth is that I found myself.
Okay.
Because I was always told that I wasn't.
Right.
I wasn't good enough. People gonna look at me a certain way, and although I wasn't physically
told by who?
My ex-husband.
Oh, that's what he told you. He told you that you wasn't good enough.
Yeah, and that he didn't want me. Yeah, but
Oh,
even though he would say to this day, if you ask him, he'll say he never said certain things. But I was told at times in my marriage, I just don't want you.
Wow.
And then
Was it like you didn't measure up, or you didn't?
Me measure up?
No. I'm saying his perspective. I'm not talking about, because we speaking for him a little bit. So you saying that he said you weren't good enough, or he's like you don't measure up, being like in the culture. I don't know about that. Maybe I do know a little bit about being a pastor's wife. They want you. He might have wanted you to dress a certain way or carry yourself a certain way. So he said you didn't measure up, or he said you were no good.
So just to bring clarity,
Right.
I was married to a pastor, right? Did he ever say that I didn't measure up to an individual or to
Or did he say you weren't no good?
He just didn't want me,
He
period.
just didn't want you.
Yeah.
You weren't okay.
And when
I'm sorry, which can sometimes translate as you're not good enough.
Exactly. And I don't know, I'm not going to speak for him, right?
You can't speak
But
for him.
what I will say is that I knew that I was a damn good woman. I knew that I took care of my home, I took care of my children, and I took care of the church. And I took care of him. That was undisputed. So why he didn't want me, I don't know. But that was what was said directly to me. And so at that time, when that was said to me, of course I was devastated. So I went directly to my pastor and I said, yo, he said that he doesn't want me. He doesn't want to be with me no more. So she's like, what do you mean? I said, this is what was said to me. She says, well, what's going on? And she started to ask me questions, personal questions about, our relationship and what's going on. Because she always got to the bottom of everything.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
Are you having sex? Is this happening? Is that happening?
Yeah.
Because she needed to know in order to help you
Right.
and to kind of, figure out like what's happening, because this is quote unquote out of the blue.
Right.
It just said he doesn't want to be with me no more. Okay, so when questioned by the pastor, it was said, well, I never said that. So it's always the back and forth of second guessing yourself. Didn't I hear that? But I know we was up late till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I'm hearing things. And this is when you start to hallucinate, Pop.
And adapt.
By the manipulation. And adapt. By the manipulation.
And if I'm not good enough, if he feels that way, then I'm gonna. No, there's nothing you can do. Somebody say, you know what they want. I know what that means.
But I'm going to tell you what I did. I literally got on my knees in front of him and told him, tell me what you want me to do.
Wow.
And he said nothing. Wow. I just don't want you.
Wow.
There is a very loud silence in this room right now.
Hush
So
over
then,
Jerusalem.
so then how did you bounce back from that? Because that had to have just stripped your self-esteem at some point.
It did, and I was there for years after that,
yeah.
right? And so how did I bounce back? Someone took interest in me.
Okay.
While I was married. Someone took interest in me, and it was nothing that, was ungodly, so to speak.
Right.
But it was It was
Shut
a
up, Papa.
person that I was friends with for 20 years and just kind of just showed me what it was to be treated like the woman that I am.
Wow.
I didn't end up with that person
No,
after
I didn't
divorce.
want to say that you ended up with that person.
And that person didn't do anything or come off, in any type of sexual way. It was nothing like that. It
But
was
he,
just,
he gave you something that was missing
yes.
emotionally,
Yes.
mentally.
I get
So
that, Talita.
I'm gonna take so emotionally, I, as a married man, can find a woman that emotionally meets whatever my wife doesn't need. Right? Mm-hmm. That's okay?
Is that I'm not? We're not.
It's okay as long as you
justifying it.
No. She didn't justify it, but she said
That's what
it
happened.
was.
She's
It
telling
wasn't.
her story.
She said no. I'm listening to the statement she said. She said it wasn't ungodly. That was the statement.
Right.
And I'm here to say that though nothing happened, that wasn't godly. That part, that's the only part I
okay.
disagree with. I'm not disagreeing with anything.
Okay,
And I don't
you
care
have your
because the
right.
whole situation was crazy.
Okay.
It's a matter of
wasn't-
opinion, and I respect your opinion, right? Because
Absolutely.
everybody's entitled to
No,
their
but then
opinion.
I'm saying if you respect, let's say you don't respect my opinion. Let's say I respect your opinion. And now I'm asking, if there's something missing in my marriage, is it okay
It's not okay.
to find
No.
a young lady that fits that? I know we're going off topic just a little bit, but I just want to.
But wait a minute. She didn't seek this person out for this emotional support.
They
Okay.
sought her.
So
Wait 1 second.
let her,
Okay,
let her,
okay,
let her.
Get him,
address
T.
that.
Get him, T.
Because it
Get
is
him.
possible.
No, I just
Okay, but it
I don't
is-
want to look. This is what I'm trying to say. And being a victim, and she's telling her truth, and being a victim, we can't justify what we did, what we allowed to enter into the marriage wrong as well. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And I do understand what you're
You
saying.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and let's
so
just-
I'm saying like that to say it wasn't nothing ungodly. It was wrong. It should never been there. But that's what got you to the place where you had to go to. Fine. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand and respect what you're saying, absolutely.
Okay, thank you for respecting it.
Yes, of course. But let's just say it this way. The
Okay.
truth is that there's no victim here. I'm not a victim.
No, I know you're not a victim.
Yeah.
And I love the way
No
you keep
longer a
plugging in
victim.
truth is. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the plug.
No
Truth is.
longer a victim at all.
No longer.
Yes,
I
no longer.
guarantee that. I can guarantee
Yes.
you that I can see that.
Thank you.
You look great.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
you landed more on your feet. You landed a couple of levels up.
She
Thank
leveled up.
God.
Yeah.
See what divorce does for you.
Yeah. No, not what divorce does for you. The restoration.
Yes.
When you do it the right way.
No, when you
restore it
let
the
go
right
of the
way.
weight that's holding you down mentally and emotionally, you rise up. No.
You rise up, and I'm
Right.
talking about, but she leveled up. Everybody don't level up. They get and they survive it, and then some people go on and live.
Okay.
This is true.
So she's
When it's
living.
numb,
So
it's
she.
it's
so,
it's past.
well,
Yeah, 'cause some people get
talking about
stuck.
what she's sitting here. Let her answer. Let her.
She's
talk
agreeing
about
with
it.
me. I'm getting an amen.
Yeah, but let her say it. You talking a lot, and she's agreeing with you. But let her talk her
Okay.
truth.
I'm sorry.
No,
See?
not
But
at
I just
all. I
wanted
love
to clear
it.
that up. Like when you said it wasn't nothing ungodly. If I was doing that as a married person, it would be considered ungodly.
But is
And
that
if
is
you
that a
guys
matter? Is that
are
a
all
matter?
the friends with my wife, and y'all tell me it's good.
Wait, is that a matter of opinion or what you think is
I
ungodly
think
in that situation?
In what I'm speaking,
Yeah.
unless you can tell me if I'm having a problem in my marriage, I can go find a friend.
But you
that
keep
fits
saying
that.
fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, a
Listen
friend
here.
finds me. A friend sees something lacking in me, and they find me, and she's just a dime piece.
Well, how
But
you
we
know
only
all
have.
that?
I'm telling you, because they ain't nothing ugly gonna find me. It's gonna be a dime piece. They're gonna find me. and then we're gonna have no ungodly.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm just trying to tell you, don't sell me short, so yeah.
Wow.
How you know she gonna be a diabetes?
Wait, let me just say this, okay?
Please, Talisa.
So you can see something in a window, because this is what men do all the time,
Okay.
right? Okay, all right? You can see something in the window and say that's nice and compliment it. It doesn't mean that you have to go buy it, that you have to go touch it, you gotta
Right.
go feel it.
Right.
None of that. So
Right.
in this case, yes, somebody can take you out and open up a door for you
Yeah.
and pay the bill, because
Yeah.
I always paid. Right? So it's nice when somebody could take you out and say, hey, T,
fired.
I know what you're going through. Come on, let's go grab something to eat.
Absolutely.
And open up that door like a gentleman is supposed
Absolutely.
to. And pay the whole bill and not ask you to leave a tip.
Or ask you for
Yeah.
anything.
So then I started to see how I'm supposed to be
Be
treated.
treated.
And that's
Absolutely.
what I mean. You know, and I
with you,
respected
with you.
everything you said, and it's cool. You can say how you feel, because I'm gonna say my truth,
No,
right?
no, I'm not saying
Get
my
him,
truth.
T.
I'm
Get
just
him,
asking
T.
questions.
Get him, because he
I have not
mouthy. Get him.
stated. I never stated what I believe is true. I'm just stating my, some questions that people
Well,
may
you
have.
know,
That's fine.
The truth of the matter is, I felt like damaged goods. Because unlike Talitha, I have no clue what happened. I don't know what happened in my marriage. I don't know what happened. And that's my truth. All I know is everything in me is about my marriage and about my family. And that's all I ever did. So when it started going left, I didn't know what was going on. Like, what is happening? How I lose control, and it wasn't until a young man, because I started looking like how I felt. And a young man walked up to me. He said, I like the old Anita better. I said, what? What does that mean? He said the old Anita cared about her appearances.
Wow.
He said you keep yourself clean. Your hair is done. He said, but the old Anita was more specific on what she looked like, took better care, made sure that everything was on point.
Oh, you didn't have an alignment. You needed alignment.
Yeah, I need an
It's
alignment,
perfect.
because I felt like I didn't know what was going on, and I looked like how I felt. I felt battered. Like, what is happening? How could this happen to me when all I ever did was love? I have never hurt anybody.
Wait a minute. But you said that he said the old Anita.
Yes.
Let's just keep it real.
Okay.
Because the old Anita, right, had it together. So your
Absolutely.
marriage didn't end because you started looking like
No.
Right.
exactly.
No,
Right.
not at all.
Right.
Come on.
No.
Right.
Let's just keep
That's
it a buck.
that's not why it
Right, 'cause,
ended.
yeah, that could be
Because-
misunderstood.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Okay, Truth Nation. No, that was
That
never.
never
That was
happened.
never the case.
Never the case. I had to keep up appearances in my life. But I never knew what happened. And to this day, I don't know what happened in my marriage. All I know is that it was ending, until obvious things started appearing. I didn't know what was happening. I knew things were off. Now, I ain't dumb. I knew things were off. I
Right.
knew things were unbalanced. I knew there was a detachment in the relationship. I knew that. I felt it. But I didn't have a vocal spouse. I didn't have a spouse that verbally would tell you.
But you communicated though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Always talking.
which one? That sounds like a dumb question, but I'm curious. I'm curious in my brain. I'm saying,
Okay.
which one is worse? One that tells you no good, or one just silently
I'd
and
rather
makes
have
you
you tell
feel like
me.
you're no good?
I'd rather have you tell me.
Yeah, because at least you know
Because
what you're
at least
dealing
you
with.
know.
Yeah.
Now it's like you're walking blind. You got blinders on. You can't see. You're feeling your way, and there's nothing there. You can't find your way. You don't know what's going. What
You don't
is
even
going
know
on.
how to fix it.
Yeah, you're doing
'Cause he
everything.
ain't
You know where
saying
to
nothing.
start.
Yeah, you don't know what
where
it's.
to start.
So you're doing everything. You're buying
Yeah, but
things.
nothing's working.
You're being cuter. Listen, let me change my hairstyle. Let me lose some weight. Maybe I'm too heavy. No clue what went happen.
Whole bunch of adjusting,
Oh,
but don't know what you're adjusting for.
Right. Because
exactly.
there's no communication.
Because there's no talking.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep
Yeah,
myself
no,
up. I don't
nobody's
know.
saying, Anita, you're doing this wrong. Don't do it like this. You know, there's plenty of things that I was never a cook. I hated cooking. Okay, but
They
I
tell
learned
me you
how
make
to.
the best tuna fish in the world. Though. That's what they told me. They told me. I don't know what's cooking.
Yeah.
That tuna fish?
Wait, let me tell you something, Pop. I just baked a cake. 2 days ago?
Wow.
Yeah, we getting there.
Yo, listen.
A nice
All right.
tuna fish
Right.
sandwich. Listen, guys, if you're looking for Anita to make a nice tuna fish sandwich, you can have it on wheat or rye.
And a nice
And a
cake.
cake to
You
go
got
afterwards.
something sweet, and
Right.
I'll serve you something to drink. How about that?
But let me ask this question though. So let's get back.
Okay.
So how are you dealing with dating and going out and all of that? So you made mention earlier that someone came into your life
Right.
and made you feel how you're supposed to feel, which
Showed
you was
you how,
missing.
right.
And even though it was not an intimate relationship, you came away with that saying, okay, you know what? I am worthy. I am good. It's his loss. So then what was your next step after that?
So unlike Anita, right? Anita always had it together, right?
Please.
I started to put myself together. I started to care more about myself. It wasn't like I didn't, put myself together, but I started doing the extras that I didn't do for myself because it was always about everybody else, and I wanted to make sure this person had that. So I'll give you an example. I'm not going out and buying sneakers for $500 and $600, but now, if that's what I want,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
That's
get
what I'm
that.
gonna get.
Right.
Absolutely.
If I want $350 hair, that's
Yeah,
what we're gonna
that's
get.
what we're getting.
So I started to do the things that I always wanted to do that my spouse didn't particularly care for.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't like, I'm going to do this as a rebellion type of thing. No, it was something that I wanted to do all along, but just to appease the next person, I didn't do certain things.
Can you give us an example of a thing that he didn't like and now?
Well, not so much him. I don't really want to focus so much
Right.
on him as
Right.
I'll focus on if he likes short hair and I want long hair. Or
Right.
normally,
Yeah.
let's say
Yeah.
men like long hair. Don't
Right.
cut your hair.
Okay.
And then now, after divorce, I cut my hair.
Right.
Because that's
So it's
something
like-
That you
that
wanted
I
to
saw
do.
myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
Because now I don't have any ties or restraints or there's no judgment. And
Yeah.
now I can become who I want to be.
Who you want to be?
We want to get to when did you find your boo after the divorce? Get to the boo stuff.
So
How did
in
you
the
find your
field,
boo
okay.
after
So I'm a
17?
Okay, all right. So in the field that I'm in,
You
right?
gotta teach me, Talitha, because I gotta find. I know I want the boo to find me.
I talk
Yes,
a lot
exactly.
of stuff, and that kind of
Yeah.
people gravitate to that when
yes.
you talk a lot. So in the line of work that I did, it's people everywhere.
Yeah.
So based off of what Pop was saying, I was really focused on, home. So at this point, I don't need to be focused on home. It's like, okay, we out here, like, what's
We
good out here?
We outside.
We outside. So I always have my eyes on certain things, and it was just one day somebody found me, and we had a conversation months prior to me getting a divorce, and I said to him, well, this particular person came to me and he was like, let me know when you what did he say? When you on the market.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, let me know, I'm gonna be right here. I was like, all right, say less. And then one day I came to him, I was like, I'm on the market. He was like, shh, don't tell nobody. And from that day forward, we was just kicking it every day, and that became my boo thing
Your
for a
first
little bit.
boo.
Yeah, that was
Negroes
my.
could smell divorce.
And
that
that's
a
how it
divorce?
happened.
Is that a divorce? Is
What's
that
my problem?
Nothing on you, Anita.
And
Me
he
neither,
too,
girl,
I
me
must
neither.
say, he too treated me so well. Things didn't work out. It worked out for maybe about a good 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. We
Oh,
had
you
a-
was together with this person for 6 years?
Yeah, we had a
Oh,
good
okay.
6-year run.
Okay,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Get mad.
It was great. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, oh, this happened, that happened. So it's all about respect, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
things can end. It's
Yeah.
okay to get a
Yeah.
divorce,
Yeah.
but it's how you do things.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's why I always say, if you messy, that makes me
Absolutely.
want to fight.
Yes.
Just because you think that I'm a woman and that you can do what you want to do, you're not going to have your way with me. You're not.
Right.
So with this particular person, I could still say we actually communicate. We didn't always communicate like in the beginning. You know, everybody's just like a little distant, but we communicate sporadically.
How did the boys and the girls adjust to?
They didn't like it initially. The boys was cool. Boys is always cool. They like as long as mom is happy, they happy. You know, my daughter's like, who is this? And he was younger. He was much younger than me. He was 8 years younger than me. So it was like, oh boy.
So I gotta find a younger one.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do, Anita.
But you know,
I know.
everybody has their pros and cons. We could talk about that
The
offline.
playground is open.
Daddy, take care.
That's what we don't want.
Right.
We got enough of that.
Okay.
So,
Please.
So the dating scene was easy for you?
It wasn't easy. It was very difficult because I didn't know. I didn't know, you know, this lifestyle. I'm like, I don't got time for this. Like, what's up?
Exactly.
Like, and in my mind, I'm saying I'm somebody's wife. I'm not somebody's, you know, fling or girlfriend and just going out on a
Right.
date. So it was kind of, you know,
You was
hard to
stuck in that.
do you
adjust.
think
Oh, my
not
God.
Right?
not that, but do you think that you weren't allowed to have fun now? Like you've been. You said after 5 years you knew it was over, so that was 12 years of adjusting, adapting, bondage, and then now you're free.
Bondage.
Well,
Yes.
12 years
12
in
years a
marriage.
slave.
Yes.
So do you feel like you were just scared to be free?
I would say yeah, because I didn't know what was on the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's why I said that it was so necessary, and it was such a beautiful thing for me to get a divorce because I didn't know who I was. And it's so funny because I saw a butterfly, and something inside of me, it just was a peace, and ever since that point, I have this love for butterflies, and I know it symbolizes freedom, newness, and things of that nature. And so for me, it sounds a little crazy, but I was standing outside the house one day, and between getting on my knees and letting things go, and outside and looking at that butterfly, those two things,
transformation. Butterflies transform.
absolutely. And so that's what it was for
You're
me.
welcome,
So
Pop.
this whole dating thing, I think it's a great experience. It's always a lot of people out here playing games. But
Yeah.
what I learned is to just live in the moment. Like if I'm having a good time at dinner, then that's just what it is.
Right.
You know, I don't try to, you know, call it something or, you know, look for, oh, this is my forever. Nah,
Right.
just
right.
enjoy the
Wow.
moment.
Let me just say this, Talitha. You know, we've been through a lot together. We've experienced a lot of our situations together. And I must say, this woman is Truth Nation. She is playing herself short right now because she is a very educated woman, a very
Yes.
successful
Yes.
in business. She just retired. She is doing things.
And
She's
she's a
young,
beautiful
and she's a
woman. Oh,
beautiful
thank you.
woman.
Said that first
and
when we
you
started.
are inspiration to me. I long for the day to get to where you are. It's just new for me right now, and you know I got to deal with my own stuff. But it's been such a pleasure having you here. Thank you
Yes,
so much
yes.
for being here. Thank you for
you.
sharing your story. Thank you for being so vocal and so transparent
Yes.
for people, because a lot of women are going through this, and they have no one to talk to. So we appreciate you. We love you.
We love
and
you.
listen,
Love you
listen, you coming back.
Yes.
Say the
Yes.
word.
Yes. So thank you again, Truth Nation. Thank you for listening to us today. We appreciate your listening, and we're asking you to don't forget to subscribe, press that button, and if you have any questions, any comments, contact us through our email, Truth Nation.
Truth is.
Oh, excuse me.
Truth
Listen, truth is 1311@gmail.com. Thanks again, Truth Nation, and we'll check you out later. Have a good one.